We celebrate leaders for driving change, but rarely talk about the value of stability. In our rush to innovate, we often forget the anchor that keeps organizations grounded. Leadership isn't just about chasing new horizons, it's about making people feel secure on the journey. Imagine a company that's always reorganizing. The result? Confusion, stress, and lost productivity. That's not agility. It's chaos. True leaders know people need something constant to hold on to before they can embrace the unknown. The real art is balancing change with stability. Focus only on change and you get burnout. Focus only on stability and you risk irrelevance. The world moves fast, but people need a foundation to thrive. Great leaders know when to push for change and when to steady the ship. They build cultures where people feel safe enough to innovate. This balance is what separates good leaders from great ones. It's the secret to building organizations that last. Stability and change aren't opposites, they're partners in lasting success. Change is the engine, stability is the hull. Without change, companies become obsolete. Just look at Blockbuster. But too much change, too fast, leads to chaos and burnout. Research shows constant upheaval drains morale and productivity. Imagine a startup that pivots every 6 months. Energy is high, but so is turnover. Employees can't master their roles or see results, so commitment fades. On the flip side, a company that never adapts loses ground to competitors. One has no stability, the other no innovation. True success is the balance, a dynamic equilibrium. Build a culture where people are excited by new challenges but supported by strong routines. When people feel secure, they can focus on innovation, not surviving. This balance lets organizations harness change, not just survive it. The best leaders create teams that are both adaptive and resilient. That's how you sail farther than the rest. Stability and change, both are essential. How do you lead change that actually works? First, communicate with relentless clarity. People resist ambiguity, not change. Explain not just what's changing, but why, and repeat it until it sticks. Second, involve people early. Change works best when it's done with people, not to them. Frontline insights make plans better and build ownership. Third, celebrate short-term wins. Break big changes into small steps and mark each success. Quick wins prove progress and build momentum. For example, pilot a new system in one team, celebrate the results, then expand. These strategies require discipline and empathy. Treat people like partners, not obstacles. When leaders communicate, involve, and celebrate, they replace fear with confidence. That's how you turn change from a threat into an opportunity. Lead a movement, not just a project. Driving change is only half the job. Leaders must also build stability. Consistent communication rhythms are key. A regular all-hands meeting becomes a ritual people can count on. Predictable routines create order, even when everything else is shifting. Be clear about what isn't changing. Preserve core traditions and values as cultural anchors. Even during transformation, keep beloved rituals like team lunches or annual awards. These constants remind people who they are. Even as strategies evolve, recognize and reward behaviors that reflect core values. Public praise for teamwork or integrity reinforces what matters. These acts create belonging and psychological safety. Stability isn't about resisting change, it's about giving people a solid foundation. When people feel grounded, they're braver in the face of uncertainty. Leaders are architects of stability, ensuring teams feel secure enough to take risks. That's how you build resilience. How do leaders balance change and stability in practice? First, be explicit about what's changing and what's staying the same. Don't leave it to guesswork. Announce new initiatives alongside the core values or routines that remain. Second, link every change to the organization's purpose. Change should always serve the mission. Connect the dots. Show how new strategies help fulfill the company's why. This makes change meaningful, not random. Third, check in and adjust constantly. Balance isn't static, it's a dynamic process. Listen to your people, formally and informally. Use their feedback to fine-tune your approach. Great leaders combine vision for the future with empathy for the present. They build organizations that are both daring and grounded. That's the kind of place where people thrive and where success endures. Balance is the true mark of leadership.